Are you living the Delaware Beach lifestyle? You can't live at the beach and do nothing. This up-and-coming year-round area has lots to offer. Find out where to eat, play, and serve. Living the ultimate dream.
We are here with the 302 Lifestyle Beach Podcast, and I just wanted to jump on here real quick. I kind of accepted a 365-day video challenge, and this is 365 days of content set to me by Mike Campion, a business coach and mentor. Well, this came rightly so, because apparently if you can create 365 days of valuable content, or not so valuable, you'll never have to work again. And what does that mean? So basically, I decided to do a podcast / video every day of the year and provide some sort of value. Well, the problem is it's in the beginning of this challenge, and I have not gotten too many guests on our show. So you guys are going to ride with me on this journey. I'm going to be sitting here talking to myself sometimes, but we're going to try to get in touch with every business owner we possibly can in our town and talk to them and see what brought them to the 302. What do they like about the 302? We get people moving from Philadelphia, New York, Baltimore, DC, all over the place, from the country, from the big city, and down to this little beach town in Delaware. And Daisy and I, you may not know this, moved from Las Vegas, Nevada. So we came out here to visit. It was summertime. There was a ton of people out. And my parents moved here, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is so great. Of course, California was super expensive, and rent and all that stuff. So we were like, man, this is awesome. There's lots of people here. There's stuff to do. There's all kinds of restaurants. We went to Rehoboth and Lewis and Bethany. And so we decided, this was right around the market crashing, that we were going to take a step back from the city life and come to Delaware. So we sold everything we had in a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, packed up 2 dogs, took our Jeep Liberty with a big trailer, semi-big for the Jeep Liberty, and we packed all that stuff up and we drove all the way across the country. Now, here's a funny story. Did you ever get this feeling like, God is just kind of taking you somewhere, and he is, or this creative intelligence that I decide to call God, he kind of has a plan for things, or kind of knows what would be best based on your desires in your life. And I got this feeling, Daisy and I kind of fell into a church that we really liked. It was a big mega church out in Vegas, Tim Tebow. I mean, you name it, it was pretty popping, into small groups and all this stuff. We had a really good life going on. But then all of a sudden, we came out here to visit family, and the idea popped in my head, like, you know what? I think this is great. Instead of working for somebody else, I think we could just come out here and, based on what my parents were doing for some side money, we were like, I think this can work. Like this lower, slower Delaware thing that everybody's adopted. People don't show up. Nobody answers the phones. If you make an appointment with a business, you're lucky if they show up on time. They're lucky if they remember to come. They may be a couple hours late, don't even tell anybody. Like there's so many different things here. This laid back lifestyle. I was used to wearing collared shirts and everything for work. All of a sudden I come here and it's very rare you see that. It's usually shorts and sandals, and which, by the way, I love now. But so that was it. And seeing this happen, I'm a veteran. My wife was an escrow officer, not escort, escrow officer in Vegas. I think they call them settlement agents here. But the thing was, we thought, oh my gosh, like, I don't know what we're going to do. Like, I kind of got the idea with cleaning, because there's so many people here that aren't able to do that anymore. And my mother was doing this on the side, and I learned kind of like what she was making. And she set her own hours, and all of a sudden it dawned on me that I think we could make this work, based on our backgrounds, cleaning. I'm kind of a clean germaphobe freak, and my wife was very good with paperwork, and we kind of had this mesh together of a background that would make a great entrepreneurship relationship. And so, blessed be, the name That Guy with the Broom popped in my head, sitting on a couch. And so we packed our stuff and came out here, and we were planning on taking a 3-day trip and just stopping along the way, seeing different cities, doing all that jazz. And then as it so happened, on the way out, there was this giant storm that was kind of following us. And every time we would stop, this big storm would just get up right on us, and all of a sudden start downpouring. And we're like, oh my gosh, we need to just keep going. We would get a little leeway. We had a few hours, and we would just stay somewhere, sleep, and all of a sudden the rain would catch back up and we'd get off again. So this happened for the entire trip. And wouldn't you know it, we get here, we park the trailer, get everything unloaded. We put it all at my parents' house. We couldn't find a place to rent. We didn't have any rental background. We didn't have a job at this point. My wife got hit by a DUI driver and got some settlement money. And and wouldn't you know it, when God has a plan, everything is a part of it. And I believe that's pretty much our whole life, actually, not just one thing. And so we get everything unloaded, and we sit down with a realtor. And it was just rejection after rejection, rejection after rejection. And we finally sit down, and the idea popped in my head. Like, she said, I'm sorry, the homeowner needs more rental experience or references in the area and or a long-term job. And I was like, the idea popped in my head, maybe from God. And I was like thinking, how much would it take for them to realize that we are good renters? And I just openly said, look, what would it take? How much money would we need to put down, or how many payments do we need to pay for this to work? And she's like, oh, I never had anyone ask me that. Let me ask him. And sure enough, it was 6 months. So the going rate was like $1 a square foot. We stayed in like a 1,200 square foot condo where we wanted to in Bethany Bay. And she came back. She's like, 6 months. And I was like, oh my gosh. Man, we're just moving out here, and we're kind of restarting our lives over after the market crash. We kind of didn't have much except for this settlement amount and some other money coming in from other sources. But this was it, really. This is all I had, or me and my wife had. And so I look at her and I realize, like, this was the amount that we got from the DUI settlement. So not only did we have enough money to put down for 6 months, it was the amount that we got from the settlement. And to top it off, we're getting the Jeep, and we have the everything unloaded, and we drive. We didn't really use anything yet, so we just had the Jeep sitting there. And we get the Jeep, and we take it to our new place. And as soon as we get to the stop sign, the axle in the rear actually snaps in half. And I don't know if any of you have ever taken a 3-day trip to Las Vegas from here, but you're talking like skyscraper style mountainsides. You name it, that's what you're driving through. And it could have basically killed us if that would have happened on the trip with that giant trailer and a little Jeep Liberty and dogs and everything else. And so when we finally got everything settled down, I realized, like, God is so cool. Like, and I want to know from you guys, like, what in your life has happened to bring you to where you are now? How have you learned that there's this creative intelligence out there that kind of pulls you along, guides you, or steers you in a different direction in your life? Maybe you get some premonition or some type of thought that pops in, or somebody magically appears in your life out of nowhere that doesn't seem normal to you and is mysterious, is unexpected, or in some way has guided you to a beautiful life that you have now, and even guided you here. Like, how did you guys get here? I'm super intrigued by all of these things. We have met thousands of homeowners in this area, and so many stories and backgrounds and just so many awesome people. Of course, if you're focusing on the news and social media and all that stuff, you're going to get a lot of negativity. And what we've learned over the years is to only allow a certain amount of stuff like that into your heart and life. And when you start focusing on positive things in your life, not just hippie stuff, be positive and think positive thoughts. There's a lot more to it than that. It's a feeling inside. It's a magnet that you attract into your life. If you never saw a Prius before and all of a sudden you get one, all of a sudden you see Priuses everywhere. Like that's all you see. It's kind of the same thing with your thoughts and your emotions. If you, drift to paying attention to what God has in your life or what you're thankful for, I truly believe that you start seeing more of what you're paying attention to. And when you start paying attention to God or these things in your life, let me know how that's affected you or how your mindset has changed over the years or what brought you to retirement or brought you to the area. Super intriguing, a little out on the limb here, but with a 365-day challenge, I have got to talk about some things that we are passionate about in my life and your life. And I think what better thing to talk about it, what brought you here? Like what, not just like, oh, I got a better job or this or that. I want to know what creative intelligence or God consciousness or to try to stay away from like religious or spiritual or, separation from church and all that stuff. But this is my personal thing. I just want to know from you guys, like what brought you here? What magical or unexpected things in your life have happened that you took you down a path that you never would have expected? Of course, there's lots of negative things we can talk about, but I want to know, and even with the negative stuff, like it usually always blossoms into something beautiful. The most tragic things in your life, in some way, shape, or form, we don't know the big picture. When you're in the painting, you can't see the whole painting. So maybe pull ourselves out in a subjective view. How has even any decision or any life-changing moment been guided to you? And let me know what you think, guys. Give me some comments if this is way too much, way too spiritual, or way too off topic. But I think, in the grand scheme of things, when I'm getting older, I'm realizing that, what I think about and what I spend my time doing is more and more important, and I can't get time back. So this is a great topic, I believe. But let me know what you think. All right, Dylan out. We'll see how this goes.
Wish you could spend more time having fun and less time with chores? Go to 302beachtalk.com to get $20 off a home cleaning. You'll be entered to win a completely free cleaning. Eat, play, serve. Sponsored by That Guy with a Broom.